You're listening to episode 114 of Lifestyle Locker Radio with Dr. Tony Rump.
For 30 years, from the day one at chiropractic college, the principle, the guiding concept is the body can heal itself through the nervous system. So I will go to my grave knowing that concept, and that's my lane. So that's how I raise my family. That's how I live. That's how I portray myself.
Hi, I'm Dr. Josh Hant, and welcome to Lifestyle Locker Radio, where we help you create an awesome life and lifestyle. From nutrition to fitness, mindfulness to peak performance, and relationships to money mindset, we bring you on an amazing journey to help you unleash your human potential. So here is a little bit about our guest today, Dr. Tony Rump. He's an energetic and enthusiastic advocate of the powerful natural healing benefits of chiropractic, quantum neurology, nutrition, and exercise. In his practice life, he's a functional wellness doctor. He looks at a client as a whole person by using natural, quality whole food supplements, quantum neurology, and chiropractic to restore health, vitality, and balance. He's a husband of 35 years, father and grandfather, has been a chiropractor for 28 of those years, and a Quantum Neurologist Certified Practioner for 10 years. He does live events, and also, in addition to live events, he has an online program called the 3-Week Reset. The 3-Week Reset is a program to start you on your healthy journey. So here is our guest today, Dr. Tony Rump. Right in the locker room today, we got Dr. Tony. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, Josh. This is exciting. I couldn't hardly sleep last night just thinking about today.
Well, I'm psyched because I love having chiropractors on the podcast because chiropractors are different thinkers. We're outside the box. We're not stuck in the traditional box of natural health care. And I love hearing the versions of chiropractic and how people are getting help and how people are healing and getting well without the use of drugs or surgery. So, man, I'm super amped to learn a little bit about what you got going on.
Cool. I appreciate it. I love the invitation. I can't wait to talk and share. I can't wait to hear your story. I've been watching your podcast, dude. You knock it out of the park. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
So let's start here. Let's start, we can go back. What was I love people's stories, right? Their initial story. So what got you into chiropractic? I know you've been practicing for 30 years, which is, possibly longer than some of the people, the age of the people listening to the podcast right now. But what got you into the profession?
Well, I hate school. I'll just say that. So my story is about hating school. So like when I was born, the year before I was born, my mom was in a tragic, life-altering accident where her sister-in-law and her niece and nephew were killed in this accident. My mother was driving, and so she broke her hip, was in the hospital, and then in traction and all that stuff happening within a year anniversary of that accident, I was born into all that grief and that wake of that crap. So, I mean, I don't blame nothing. It's just my story. But that kind of told the story about how I studied. I had a bad speech impediment when I couldn't even get into grade school until I went to speech therapy for a year. I remember driving 30, 40 minutes with my father just to learn how to talk.
Wow.
And then in junior high, the nuns beat me up because I couldn't write. I mean, I'm left-handed for one thing, and then I just didn't care about writing. So I had to stay after school. And the old story of walking home from school, that was me.
Yeah.
Because my dad wouldn't get me. I was about a mile and a half. No matter what, my dad actually drove by me one night, taking some other kid home, and wouldn't stop and get me because I didn't know how to write. I mean, so when I got to high school, I really didn't give a damn about anything except good enough grades to get through to play sports. That was my goal in high school. So shortly after high school, I flunked out 2 colleges. It was really aimlessly. And I married my high school sweetheart, and we had a daughter. And it's like, what the hell am I going to do now? I can't even provide for him. And my brother-in-law, who I didn't know, my wife's youngest of 15, my brother-in-law is married to my wife's one of my older sisters. So he's like 30 years older, 20 years older than me. And he's a chiropractor. I didn't know what chiropractic was. And he sat me down one time at Christmas time and started talking to me. And he shared the chiropractic story. And he says, it doesn't matter. Well, you find your passion, you find your passion. So he starts telling me the chiropractic story, and I'm like, hell, I can do that. So 6 months later, my wife and my child, we're moving to Life University, and we start school. And so, I'm taking this kid that could barely graduate high school. I'm taking prereqs of the prereqs to get into chiropractic school because I didn't know how to write. I didn't know chemistry. So I'm like taking 3 or 4 different schools, college classes at different schools to get into the prereq program, and then get the prereq, and then the rest is history. Graduated in 90. So,
well, I mean, that shows, with when there is a distinct vision, or a purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you were on a mission.
Yeah.
There was no.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But the chiropractic college was really life altering, not so much of how to treat people and they're going to get better. But the lifestyle, like you say, the lifestyle of it all, the mind changing, that is what I really learned in school. And that's what propelled me.
Yeah, that's so neat. When I was decided to be a chiropractor, I was just graduating undergrad with a marketing degree. And I mean, I'll make my story very short because it's been said before, but I'm sitting in Sony Pictures in their marketing department. I have my own desk. I have 2. This is in maybe 2001. Yeah, I think about 2001.
You're a baby.
So I'm sitting in my internship, getting ready to get offered. I got offered a very nice job. I had a view of the city. I mean, it was epic. I'm like, wow, I'm getting paid a lot of money to do this.
Nice.
But then it was just holy cow, I can't see myself sitting at this desk.
Yeah.
For the next 30 years of my life, or whatever it would have been. So I took a science class because I was a jock in school. I was an actual scholarship skier.
Nice.
An alpine skier. And so school was really secondary until I transferred and got this marketing degree. And science classes were the last thing I wanted to take because I took one and that was the worst thing in the world. But nonetheless,
I relate.
I took an anatomy and physiology class where the teacher was just simply amazing. I fell in love. I'm like, wow, I get this. Why did I not take this, when I was in school? Now I got to do it after school.
I get it.
But I hustled the same way, man. When I realized this is for me, natural health is where I need to be. I put my head down. I took all those crazy science courses, even though every advisor said I'm going to fail. You can't take them all at the same time. I said, no, I won't.
That's exactly correct.
I got to get through. So same kind of head down and go.
Yeah,
it's really neat.
I had so many people tell me I couldn't do it, and now it's a motivating factor. Somebody says you can't do it, you got to do it now. So get through all the. Nobody really knows what we got in our heart except us.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's just a lesson for everybody. If you really want something, the obstacles you'll either jump over them or break them or make a move out of the way.
They're not obstacles; they're just there. Just
exactly.
What it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
So now practicing 30 years, you got involved with something called quantum neurology. You're seeing patients. You're doing lots of lifestyle things in practice.
Yeah.
What is quantum neurology? You're the first person that I know that you brought it to me, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
Quantum neurology. I'll tell you how I found it. My daughter, when she was a freshman in high school, she tore an ACL, and this kid, what's a freshman, 14, 15, never had a pill, potion, nothing. And she tears her knee up just doing a back step, nobody around her in a JV junior varsity basketball game. And I was a high volume practitioner, seeing about 120 people a day at that time, and I couldn't help her. I met my brother was a head coach of the team, met him in the training room, and I had to step back and watch the athletic trainer and all the other people take care of my daughter. And you probably don't have kids old enough yet. But to give,
I don't have any kids. I don't have any kids. I'm almost 40, but I don't have any kids.
So it's there. I would rather have taken that bullet than have her go through that.
Yeah. Because
I could not help throughout this whole thing, no matter when she got sick or if she got sick, the chiropractic adjustment, boom, and be over it. She lived this lifestyle, but no matter how much I hammered on her pelvis or C1, whatever, it was not going to help. So we ended up having the surgery, and I started calling around. You'll know this about me by the time we're done here, that I'm a big screw off. So I called my buddies around the country that I met, and I ended up with learning about Dr. George Gonzalez in Los Angeles. And he had this technique where he uses lasers and connects the nervous system. So I call him because I was going to plop down to $12,000, $15,000 for a laser to help my daughter. Who wouldn't? And he had this little light, and he kind of guided me through 6 months of pure hell for my daughter, therapy visits, probably close to 50. She crashed in her academics, everything. Social life just went to hell. So 6 months later, she's back on the softball field doing really, really well, playing without fear, which I love. Athletes that don't play without fear. She was getting after it. And that next Christmas, 10 months later, she tore her right one doing a similar thing in basketball. So now she's got another knee. And this time I had really just jumped into this quantum neurology program. So I knew probably 85%. So I started applying it. Actually, when she went down that time, I heard my brother cuss on the bench, and I about beat her to the floor. I carried her off the floor, got to the training room, started applying these principles of connecting the nervous system and with lasers and instrumentation. And as God is my witness, she got up in 10 minutes, walked no limp, no pain. And we had the discussion of whether she was going to play the rest of the game or not. But I was thinking with my heart, and my wife, who thinks a little better than I do, said, no, we're going to wait and have the testing. And this one, she tore her meniscus, tore her ACL, her right ACL, had the surgery again. And it was 3 months, 8 therapy visits. She's back to full strength, doing what she needs to do. Never had a problem since. So
that's pretty cool.
It was life-changing. And I got story after story, strokes, that type of thing. But that's what got me into it. So I continued the program, and now I'm a certified practitioner. So there's the people that I'm drawing into my office now that want what I have and delivering the goods is not like when I was a high-volume practitioner. Now I'm building relationships, not saying I didn't then, but I'm connecting the nervous system at such a deeper level and on all fronts and how that affects the body overall with the parasympathetic, sympathetics, and all that stuff. And so people I call them the Johnny Cash patients. They've been everywhere, man. And they really don't know what to do. So we just start connecting the nervous system and they get better. It's quite amazing. Yeah. It's
pretty neat. So I mean, your daughter was, as much as it sucked having that happen. I mean, you had to go deeper into your mission.
That's exactly correct. Now the prayer is, dear Lord, let me know what you want, but don't hurt nobody.
Exactly.
I got to add that little caveat.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I was really searching because I was 15 years in practice at that time. I was really searching for something else. And if you ask the question, you get the answer. So
that's pretty neat. I like that you didn't necessarily, we'll say, run from the profession.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
Which was cool. You're just like, okay, I need to have a better version for myself. I need something that's going to fit me and fit how I'm going to connect with people.
For 30 years, from the day one at chiropractic college, the principle, the guiding concept is the body can heal itself through the nervous system. So I will go to my grave knowing that concept, and that's my lane. So that's how I raise my family. That's how I live. That's how I portray myself. And so I take bullets on that every day, and I will continue doing that. So I had to stay in that lane. Otherwise I'm a phony. So that's where my lane went.
That's really neat. So give us. Hearing, and I'll share my story with you real quickly. I've been the same thing. I'm a chiropractic kid, right? And I blew my knee out. I actually just saw the MRI disc in 2014. I was bending down, doing you ever heard of a pistol squat? So I was just warming up. I was going to like a box that was like just below or just above knee height, so I wasn't going beyond 90 degrees. And I just heard this like, and I go, that felt weird. Yeah, it felt weird. It didn't hurt. Nothing hurt. Yeah. And but it was loud enough in our gym that the owner of the gym came running over. It was a CrossFit gym at the time. Came running over. Goes, "Was that your knee?" I go, "I think so," but it sounded like it just misaligned. And so I did a full workout. I must have done like who knows what, like 100 squats or whatever it was. I did 4 days of working out, and then I couldn't walk the 5th day. I'm like, this is not good. So I waited a month. I was getting adjusted. I'm like, I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want surgery.
I get it.
But nonetheless, I'm telling you your story again, right? Yeah. But nonetheless, I went a month. I ended up getting an MRI, and I didn't tear my ACL, but I ruptured. I ripped my meniscus, chunk of it off. So it was like a ping pong ball moving around inside my knee. So I would walk fine, and like when I'd be in practice seeing patient, I'd be walking fine. Ow. And then I would take one step, and it felt like someone just took like a hot dagger and just was slowly piercing it through my knee. Like I dropped to the floor, and so I ended up getting this surgery. The doc that did it, gave me options, and he goes, "I know you're an athlete. You want to get back on your feet." So nonetheless, I get the surgery. All they did is end up taking that little piece out that was floating around, maybe did whatever, cleaned up some of the, I guess the cartilage that got ripped up, took
You
some of
needed
the stuff out, and it was like the worst thing I ever had to do. It's like, I've been like drug free my whole life, type of thing.
Yeah.
And, but a month later I was back exercising again. And people like, how is that even possible?
So
how's that even possible?
That's so cool. Right? That's what they're for. That's what that profession is for.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it though. You beat yourself up over that crap, and
but the neat thing is like you're talking about the lifestyle that you live and your kids and your whole family lives. I was able to rebound or respond. I was getting adjusted through this whole process, even though I barely could walk the first few days post surgery, but getting adjusted, cleaning my nutrition up even better than it was, doing all the little things, meditating, the whole 9 yards. And, I'll see patients that have had knee injuries and like, well, I haven't been able to walk for like 6 months or 7 months or 8 months. And I had the same thing you did.
So what do you tell them?
Well, it's all lifestyle. I've been doing this for a long time. You just started, you're 40, whatever. Right. You started 3 months ago. I've been doing this for almost 40 years.
The concept is the body will heal itself, do what's right for the body, and it will do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly.
So cool.
Yeah. So with quantum neurology, what other things I'm not going to ask you to describe the whole technique because it's we're talking, right? This is not a video where you can actually step back and show people. But tell me, what kind of cases? You said like the Johnny Cash patient, right?
Yeah.
Like you mentioned the word strokes, and I know chiropractic gets beat down. And I want to make sure we talk about this a little bit because all the research that I've seen and the articles that have come out are that people are better off that have had strokes getting adjusted.
Absolutely,
right? It's not the opposite way. And I don't know the real numbers. I don't remember. I don't have a paid article in front of me, but it's like you have like a 1 in 10 million chance of getting a stroke, and more than likely you're having it on the way in anyway.
Right. If
you're going to a chiropractor. So what are you seeing when you have patients that come with something like as severe as that, like post-stroke?
So I'll tell you the story of my mother-in-law. Actually, she was 92 at the time. She was living alone. Like I said, she had 15 kids, and she didn't want to take. She was the strongest lady I've ever known in my life. I know her sons. They're my brother-in-law. Mm-hmm. I practice on them, so I know what she went through. She had a stroke. So in a little town north of here. So my wife and I gathered our lasers. We have lights and our arthrostem, which is an instrument. Actually, I got one right here.
Adjusting instrument. Yeah.
And we went into the hospital, and as we're going to her room, I have my bag on my shoulder, and we pass the neurologist. He's going up to the front nurse's station. And the nurse's station, he's releasing her. She had it 2 days ago. Has to go to the nursing home. She's in stroke presentation. We all seen it. Can't smile. Her arms, she can't lift. She can't do anything. So as he's releasing her to go to a nursing home and all this, I'm going to say it because of what he was. He was a dick. So I treat her in that time for 5-10 minutes. My wife says it was 10. I think it was a little longer than that. She could full range of motion, smile. And when he came back in, he says spontaneous remission. And
of course.
We always hear that. And, but I told her I would do this, but she can't tell him because he would have me thrown out, and he would have. And she just winked at me, but she lived out 4 years in assisted living by herself. She had OT, she had PT. I'm not going to say it was the only thing, but gee, my Christmas, what a change. And she lived out life by herself. Now, quantum neurology, like at Christmas time, we have huge Christmases. You plug in too many roasters, you trip a circuit. Mm-hmm. So that's a simplistic view of how the nervous system works, because in reality, when you trip that circuit, the lights go off also. So there's other things on that circuitry. So in quantum neurology, we figure out how that neural expression is and where that circuit is tripped. And then with lasers, muscle testing, and instrumentation, we just turn that back on, and given the proper amount of time, the body heals itself. Yeah. And,
very cool.
And even if she, and because she needed more stuff, she had a stroke, she went on some medications and all that stuff, she died at 96, lived out her life. I mean, what a blessing. And I've replicated them results time and time again.
So that's so neat. So I mean, we've heard, ACL injury to stroke. I mean, that's like pretty broad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that, we as chiropractors will get told oh, you guys think you take care of everything.
Nothing.
I said, well, no, we take care of one thing, but that
right.
one thing takes care of everything.
That's exactly right. What a misunderstanding.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat. So what other kind of neat cases do you get to see? But this is just interesting to me because stroke is something is always gets thrown in the news periodically by who, I don't know, but it's always gets thrown in there,
Right.
once every handful of years. But we hear chiros helping sports injuries. What other kind of funky things have walked or been brought into your office as far as being able to be helped with what you're doing, or if people searched you out, obviously?
So I just gave a presentation earlier today, and I was talking about the holiday season, how we get our anxiety level goes up and our body goes into parasympathetic, sympathetic imbalances like the fight and flight. So I'm in Northern Ohio, and I had a young high school athlete come in from Indiana, drove an hour and a half to come in here. He was, get this, 6'7", 140 pounds when he came in.
6'7", 140. I'm maybe 6'2". I'm like 190, and I'm lean.
Yeah, he was a beanpole. I mean, he was looked like an Ethiopian kid, kind of. And so I did one treatment or one session or one adjustment, which was the connecting cranial nerve 10, and he would drive an hour and a half for a 5-minute treatment, do it 2 times a week for 6 weeks. And that 6 weeks, he gained, I don't know the exact 50, 60 pounds, started playing basketball again. He could help his dad on the farm, doing one nerve correction, and he was getting adjusted. Mind you, his cousin was a chiropractor, so he was getting adjusted all along, and that makes a huge difference. And somebody comes in that has lifetime chiropractic care, I can guarantee you the results are going to be higher. Bottom line.
Yeah.
I mean, without a doubt, bottom line. Doesn't matter. I mean, good ones, they're all good, I think. So just a chiropractic adjustment. If you're not under chiropractic care, you're probably not living the best life. But then, so he was coming. That was the funkiest one because that was even having my doubts, So, you're a practitioner.
Yeah.
The universe sends you people that you can help. Bottom line. Yeah. So you do what you do, and you let the universe take care of it. And that's what I did. So he was not pooping. He started pooping. I mean, like my dad said, that's the difference in a good day and a bad day, right? So it took this 17-year-old kid, and I haven't seen him for probably 2 months now, so it's all good. But yeah, that was the funkiest, one of the funkiest ones.
Wow. And I know you also use nutrition in your practice. How do you apply? Do you use nutrition specific to what's going on, or you use it as an overall wellness type of approach?
So I consider myself a functional wellness guy. So I feel like that our bodies are wired or neurologically set to be well. And when we move away from that, then we get sickness. So I want to remove the blockages so our body functions wellness. I don't want to, I don't want to use a term medicine where I have to diagnose people and that type of thing. So I consider myself a functional wellness guy. I use nutrition for that reason only. I want nutrition to feed the body, to help the body heal itself. So if you're taking nutrition because you have symptoms, you're using nutrition as a drug, which whatever, you make them choices. I just don't do that here. If somebody comes in and a nutritional product or a protocol can help them, I'll recommend it. I do have a saying in my office, and everything else is like, this is my line. If I'll tell you what I think, and you can do what you want, and we'll be happy. If we meet in a bar, we'll have a beer and be good. That's kind of the way I run these things.
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, so you have a pretty big lifestyle approach with people that are coming in to see you.
Yeah. I just about 3 weeks ago, I had a guy on his way to the ER having a heart attack, and he wanted adjusted. And so this is a true story. And my staff, who's an EMT, said, "Tony, don't do it." And so he's a good guy, been a patient of mine many years. I said, I could adjust you, you could die. He says, "I'm going to die either way, adjust me." So I clarified, I adjusted him, he went to the ER, and he stopped on his way home from the ER. Yeah, he had a heart attack, he had to do other things, but he wanted another adjustment. So so you talk about strokes, and I even hate talking about it because I don't ever want fear to come in between me and my relationships or their ability to heal themselves. So I am painstakingly honest with people, and they understand it and they're happy with it, and then they make their own decisions, and I live with it. It's really about that.
Yeah. So I mean, I joke. I practice with my father, and he's been practicing 40 years this year.
Congratulations.
And the neat thing is, when we talk about the same thing, he goes, we're really in the relationship world, in the relationship business.
Amen.
He goes, and people get well from that.
Absolutely.
They come in and get the gift of chiropractic, but we build these great relationships, and we have patients that we've had for. This is crazy. He still has a patient. He went to New York Chiropractic College. This is in the 70s.
I think he'll be all right by going to that school. He'll be all right.
Yeah. He's on the board of Life, though. He's on the board of Life University now, right, for the past dozen years or something. But nonetheless, yeah. So he has a patient that started with him when he was in student clinic on the Upper West Side that still comes in once a week, once every 2 weeks. I don't remember the exact schedule is, but he adopted this lifestyle of getting adjusted.
What a blessing!
Meditates. He eats well. He walks everywhere. And if he's been seeing my dad for 40 years, he's got to be close to 80 years old, if not older. And he's just still like holy cow! This is something you want to aspire to be to.
Yeah, and I was having a particularly tough day one time, and I went to church. I go to church, and the family in front of me was patients. They had a nice family, young kids. The family behind me, who was crying in church, I turned around to see was a patient of mine. And I look around, there's probably 10 people in church that I've affected through what I do. And I'm thinking, the world ain't so bad. I mean, look at it's where you look and where your attention goes,
Yeah. So I want to congratulate you. 30 years, man. That's pretty solid. So where do you see yourself going in the next 30?
I thought about this. The next 30, I want to affect more lives in less time. So and you know this, you've been in practice for 10 years.
12 years, yeah.
12 years. So as you don't care so much about what the world thinks, and it's so much about staying in your own lane and affecting people that you can affect. And going forward, I can see myself having live events on the weekends and doing more stuff online, and just instead of one-on-one, trying to do one-to-many. I think that's what you're doing here is you're affecting the world in a different way. And now we have that ability and them tools. And if you're mission-driven, it's never a work. It's never work. It's just what you do. You just wake up and go.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So what I want to do, I want to finish with this because I think this is good. I want to make sure people can connect to you. Okay. Well, people that are local to you, so you can actually share this with your people.
Excellent.
Right, this message with your people. So we'll put the link to you directly will be lifestylelocker.com/Dr. Tony Rump. Yes. So it'll be right across. Very easy.
Yes.
All right, very simple.
Simple as
but also. Yeah. So, but when we also your website, all of the links will be there, and if you're sharing social media, on social media, I'll gladly share your details with everybody, and that'll be in the show notes as well.
Thank you.
Because people are always in search and always need help.
Yes.
Right. And I myself always, I don't say we need help, but we're always in search of becoming a better person. That's the people that are listening to this podcast are always looking for the next positive thing to add to their lifestyle, or maybe make a shift or a pivot so they can add more to their lifestyle, add more to their positive plate. So I want to make sure people that need to connect to you.
Okay.
If that's fair.
So the easiest way I know how to remember me is like my dad teases me. My initials, T Rump. Okay. So nobody will forget that last name. But my website is docrump.com. Docrump.com.
Doc Rump. Perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be so great.
So you can find everything you need to find out about me there.
Yeah. Good and the bad. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh, there's some bad, but believe me, I push the envelope. So.
Well, Dr. Tony, man, this is awesome. I'm glad we got to have this conversation. I'm glad I can learn more about what you do, and that you are really a passion and purpose-driven person that's really going to spread the word of what you do and this word of lifestyle to your community.
I think that's what drew me to you, because and what you do too. I mean, you can it oozes out of you, enthusiasm and your passion. So I thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I hope you did enjoy Dr. Tony Rump. What a cool dude. As a chiropractor, I really enjoyed being able to have a conversation with him, and I hope you did as well. Make sure you connect with him online, social media. Head over to his website, which will be in the show notes. And you can also check out his live programs and his online programs. And if you want to find this episode online, head over to lifestylelocker.com/Tony Rump. And have an awesome day, evening, and night. Look forward to seeing you at the next episode. Peace out.